Now on WTOL 11 News on Plus, a pair of killers are up for parole. What we know about one hearing that did happen and the other now set for another day. Plus, after a healthcare CEO is murdered in broad daylight in New York, police are attempting to piece together a motive. And criticism for an after-school program in Ohio because of its involvement with a satanic temple. Thanks for joining us here on WTOL 11 News on Plus. I'm Kaylee Marin-Tett. Very cold today, another start on tap for tomorrow. Meteorologist John Birchfield is tracking what we can expect as we head into the weekend. John?
Hey, Kaylee, I am tracking a warm-up for the weekend that is going to bring some, dare I say, spring-feeling temperatures. It has been a taste of winter lately, but into the weekend, high temperatures climbing near 50 degrees by Sunday, and I expect dry weather for weekend plans both days. The last of those snow showers are now moving off into eastern Ohio. Some lake-effect snow coming in off eastern Lake Erie. You can plan on a few isolated flurries overnight, but overall snow is going to become more sparse heading into the nighttime hours. More significant lake-effect snow between Cleveland and Erie, Pennsylvania, and that is an area that has already been hit pretty hard by the lake effect over the last couple of weeks. Off Lake Michigan, heavier lake effect snow bands have been drifting in from Benton Harbor down towards Fort Wayne, and a few of those even clipping Defiance and Williams counties. Temperatures falling this evening. It is going to be another brisk, chilly feeling night. We've got lots of mid-20s on the board, with Toledo's temperature hovering just below the freezing mark, but the wind chill, or the feels like, is colder than the mercury might suggest. Due to the prevailing winds, we have seen the wind chill dropping down into the teens, and it is expected to remain chilly overnight tonight ahead of that weekend warm-up. Our hour-by-hour forecast shows you those lake effect drifting snow showers dissipating overnight, and the sky may actually briefly clear out into your Friday morning, giving way to some sunshine, but also a cold start to the day. Some spots like Upper Sandusky, Tiffin, and Findlay may see wind chills dropping down into the upper single digits. Friday afternoon and evening, as we usher in the weekend, you can plan on wind chills that'll be around 20 degrees, certainly a little bit cooler than the temperature, but a bit more bearable than the gusty breeze that we experienced today. High temperatures, the air temperature itself going to reach close to freezing, still a bit breezy, and you can see that wind there at the bottom of your screen. West winds will be sustained at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Winds are going to be blowing due west, and you can see right in the ballpark of about 10 to 20 miles per hour for a good portion of the day. Unfortunately, the breeze is likely to stick around for the weekend, but it will be a bit of a milder feeling breeze as we head towards those weekend plans. Overall, you can expect dry weather. I mentioned those snow showers clearing on off as we usher in some drier conditions and brighter skies returning. Weather impacts that we are tracking include a chilly feel Friday. The weekend turns warmer, and into the early part of next week, not snow, but this time around, rain showers that are looking likely, especially on Monday. Temperatures are going to be in the 50s, and there is the chance for some light rain to ring in the work week. Overall, the 10-day forecast does bring us some milder than normal temperatures. Saturday and Sunday, if you're looking ahead towards the weekend, both bringing dry conditions. Saturday will be in the upper 30s, Sunday around 50, so both of those days, if you have not hung up the holiday decorations or picked out that Christmas tree yet, they will bring dry weather. Into the start of next week, rain showers are going to be likely on Monday. Could see a few flakes mixing in Tuesday in the wake of a cold front. Wednesday, we expect temperatures dropping back into the 30s, and there is our gift of joy forecast Thursday, and we will give you some dry weather for that. Look forward to seeing all of those smiling faces. The tail end of the forecast does bring us back into the upper 40s with a warmer trend into the middle of December. Kaylee?
Breaking news details just into our newsroom on a story our 11 Investigates team has been following for years. A convicted serial killer from Toledo will not be getting out of jail, at least not right now. Anthony Cook had a parole hearing scheduled for today. 11 Investigates has learned Cook refused to attend that hearing. It's been rescheduled for March 25th. Anthony admitted to killing 9 people dating back to the 1970s. He said his brother Nathaniel helped in some cases. Nathaniel got out of prison in 2018 as the result of a plea deal 20 years prior. A man who killed a Toledo police detective nearly 18 years ago was also up for parole today. Robert Jobe did go before the Ohio Parole Board. He was 15 when Detective Keith Dressel encountered him while undercover on a drug deal in 2007. Dressel was shot and killed. A judge sentenced Jobe to 18 years to life in prison. Jobe has had nearly 100 infractions since he arrived in prison in 2008. 5 of which has happened just this past June. That's just one reason why Ohio's Attorney General Dave Yost said this.
Killing a cop is, at the top of my book of heinous things. So I generally am not going to be super excited about any cop killer getting out early, but this particular guy has been a disciplinary problem in prison. It's not as though he's turned over a new leaf. I just don't think that this is a good case to grant parole, to grant an early release.
A spokesperson for the Department of Corrections tells WTOL 11 it could be a few days until the parole decision is announced. Our 11 Investigates team takes a deep dive into both the Job and Cook cases, including extended and unaired interview clips plus analysis from our team. That exclusive content is available right here on WTOL 11+. The man accused of shooting 2 people at a Sylvania Township home pleaded not guilty to additional charges. According to court documents, Sean Landis was indicted last month on 6 additional counts of felonious assault. He's charged with 8 total counts of felonious assault, 2 counts of attempted murder, 1 count of aggravated burglary, and 1 count of tampering with evidence. He has pleaded not guilty to all charges. Landis's trial is set for January. The shooting happened in September. Police say Landis shot a former coworker and another person at a home on Crossfields Road near Corey. In a 911 call released by Sylvania Township Police, one of the victims said they were shot 4 or 5 times. New details on a crash we first brought you live on WTOL 11 during our alert day yesterday. The Ohio State Highway Patrol says the weather was to blame. The crash sent 3 people to the hospital just before 10 o'clock last night. It happened at 475 at Dussel in Monclova Township. Troopers tell WTOL 11 a semi driver was following another semi too close and crashed into it. Then another car hit the trucks. 2 people had serious injuries and the other had minor ones, but none are life-threatening. Police in New York are hunting for the gunman who fatally shot the CEO of United Healthcare outside of a Hilton hotel in Manhattan as the morning rush hour was just getting underway. Police say the words "deny" and "delay" were written in Sharpie on shell casings recovered at the scene. Police add that the shooting was premeditated and pre-planned.
The suspect approached from behind, striking the victim at least once in the back and at least once in the right calf. Many people passed the suspect, but he appeared to wait for his intended target.
Investigators also believe the suspect left evidence behind at a Starbucks just moments before the killing, which could provide crucial information about the shooter's identity. Some parents in Marysville, Ohio, which is northwest of Columbus, are concerned about a new school program being hosted by a satanic temple. Right now, district policy allows students to leave school for a certain amount of time for religious instruction. And this month, a new program called Hail is being offered at an elementary school in Marysville. Despite concerns, an organizer of the program says it's not about Satan, despite support from the satanic temple. Well, breaking right now, people in low-lying coastal areas near San Francisco are evacuating to higher ground. That after a 7.3 earthquake struck in the ocean early this afternoon. A second, slightly weaker quake hit several minutes later.
Listen to this. You are in danger. This is the emergency alert that went out. You are in danger. Get away from coastal waters. Move to high ground or inland now. Keep away from the coast until local officials say it is safe to return.
The U.S. Geological Survey estimates more than 1.3 million people live close enough to have felt the quakes. Let's head back to the studio with meteorologist John Birchfield. John, break down the threat right now on the West Coast.
Yeah, Kaylee, tsunami warnings have been lifted, but there's still a number of reverberating aftershocks that have caused numerous power outages. There's the seismic activity off the Pacific coast, and the strongest of those earthquakes was a 7.0 magnitude that caused over 30 aftershock earthquakes. And that is just 40 miles off the northern California coast, impacting Oregon and California as well, although the tsunami threat not likely to materialize. Now, what is a tsunami? If you're not familiar, it is caused by ocean displacement, essentially moving water from one place to another, and that causes a series of strong, powerful waves. Earthquakes are the primary cause of tsunamis, but landslides and other weather phenomena can trigger them as well. Coastal flooding is one of the biggest impacts. As Kaylee mentioned, fleeing to higher ground and evacuating is always advised during tsunami warnings. 80% are caused by earthquakes. Although not all earthquakes generate tsunamis, they generally have to be fairly low level underneath Earth's surface. Also, tsunamis are incredibly powerful with top speeds of 500 miles an hour, and the wavelength measured from crest to crest can be hundreds of miles. We'll continue to update you on the evolving situation coming up tonight on WTOL 11. Kaylee?
All right, thanks, John. You can stay connected with WTOL 11 and our weather team on social media. You can check out our WTOL 11 YouTube page, TikTok, and Facebook. The Washington Local Teachers Association is sending a message to the district. It voted last night, and a union spokesperson says of the almost 500 members who took part, 96% voted they have no confidence in its Board of Education. It comes as the union and district have been negotiating a new contract for 157 days. The spokesperson says the vote highlights their resolve as a union to fight as for one for a better contract. Discussions continue in Northwood today on whether the city should get rid of its 5 911 dispatchers. City Council is considering a proposal in which calls would go to Wood County's dispatch center in Bowling Green. But community members are concerned about the potential job losses and dispatchers not knowing the area. Toledo wants to hear from community members when it comes to reconnecting neighborhoods. The city just got a $20 million grant to reconnect the Junction and Englewood neighborhoods to Uptown and downtown Toledo, meaning Dorr and Adams Street will be getting some upgrades in the coming years. Director of Economic Development Brandon Selhorst says meetings over the next year will not only focus on the changes in the area, but also the future water and road work on nearly 38 city blocks.
Hearing from the people that actually live and work in these communities about what they would like to see, where they would like to see it, the types of beautification and streetscape that they'd like incorporated to the project is really important.
You can find more information on the project and dates for other upcoming input meetings on the links mentioned of WTOL.com. Right now, the Ottawa Tavern in downtown Toledo has closed. It's located on Adams Street in the city's Uptown district. According to the current owner, Zach Jacobs, the decision was made yesterday to temporarily close. He says there's a plan to sell the bar to different ownership, and he expects the Ottawa Tavern to reopen in the coming weeks. Well, good news for fans of the Chick-fil-A franchise. A new location has opened in Maumee. In the last 12 years, the restaurant chain has continued to expand in Northwest Ohio, adding now 7 total standalone restaurants in the region. The hours at the Maumee location are 6:30 in the morning till 9 at night and closed on Sundays. It's located near Dussel Drive, close to the 475 entrance. Well, we are so excited to once again be able to raise money for an amazing cause. St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. This will be our 9th year partnering with this campaign. The 2025 St. Jude Dream Home will be built at Coventry Point in Perrysburg near the high school. The groundbreaking will be in the coming weeks. The home will once again be built by Buckeye Real Estate Group. Over the last several years, the home has been a zero-cost build, including the cost of the lot donated to make sure all the money raised goes directly to kids and families of St. Jude.
And to see it the last handful of years be 100% donated, from the lot cost to the doorknobs and everything in between, is just awesome, which means that every one of those $100 tickets, that $100 goes straight to the kids and the families at St. Jude to help eradicate the childhood cancer, and that's what we're all about.
Well, if you want to support this amazing cause, tickets for the St. Jude Dream Home will be available starting in May. Thanks for being with us here on WTOL 11 Plus. You can check out the other sections of this